is not so easy to go straight in. So the key thing is to again, observe. So as he comes in, I see the hand, I just redirect it. Right? So like I said, as he comes in, this is like this. It's all one action. So this is why this has to be done slow. You can only go so fast because everything breaks. This is why when you're fighting someone who's proficient in Chen style Taiji, right? At the touch, the opponent's finished. And it's like this, and people don't even know what they saw. Really?
I prefer my
I was on fire if you're really interested.
I think the key is closing the space.
I pick up on here. Okay, so I want you to watch my body. Right?
Try to take your leg, try to put your foot behind. Just keep your foot there. Take the foot, get it over there.
Yep.
A little more behind. Yeah, now put, now, get it up there, but put it on this wheel. Put it on your, on a bully's foot. Did you see?
I did it too, so let me show you. So I come in, I pick up. Just
I felt like all of a sudden.
straight, right? So I come in, come in.
Oh,
See how deep I am?
you don't want you behind.
Yeah, so now, what happens is I do that.
Yeah,
So, just watch the camera.
So sorry.
So, this way. So Pat comes in with the punch, I pick up the hand, right? So my hand stays on his center. So I never do this. I never push the hand over. So I come here. Right? Okay. Now I'm center line. So my hand came in like this. It never did this. Okay? As soon as I do this, the other hand gets fired. Here, he thinks the whole time the punch is going to hit me. So I don't just bring the hand in and do this. When you're learning it, fine. This is how you do it, right? Back up a little. So as he comes in, this is together. And then I hit. When I do this, this is a bounce, right? So when he comes in, so here. So this hand just does this. This hand's here. So the reason is this foot is behind him. So my power is behind him. I'm attacking the knee, so I'm trying to break the knee or at least jar it and then break the arm at the same time. There's also a timing element. So as he comes in, this is here, same time. Now I let go, I was nice. I shouldn't have been, but I was nice. Right? So he comes in, oh he paid already? Okay, so that's so as I come in, this is it. One. It's at the touch, you do it. Okay? So at some point, you slow down, but you come in and work that you do it. So it's all what?
One action.
It's all one action. It's not 1, 2, 3. But in the beginning, until you get the move and get it well, it has to be 1, 2 or 1, 2, 3. So this is the issue. Many of the techniques are dangerous. So, you got to be careful. You don't want to knee, you don't want to take the guy's arm. Okay? There'll be other ones where there's other parts of the joints that are in danger. So you want to make sure you don't go overboard. In real martial art, there is no block counter. Does not exist in real martial art. Guy throws a punch, I block, he immediately throws the next hand. Now you're on your heels. Now you have a problem. There is only, he attacks, you move in, he still thinks he's hitting you, you've already done 3 things to him. He wakes up in the ambulance, or at the pearly gates, and he says to St. Peter, what happened? And then St. Peter informs him, well, they sent you to the wrong place, because you're a bad person. And then they send him down there. Okay? So, there is no 1, 2. That action does not exist in real martial arts. The only action is 1. Now that 1 can be 3 techniques at the same time, 4 techniques at the same time. Okay? Meaning that he's doing his action, but my action is I break his elbow, I break his knee, I hit him in the groin, right? Now, that might might not be enough to end it, so then maybe I follow up with something else. Okay? So, you say, so I'm here, right? And I have them like this, and I come in, right? Right? So I have them like this, and I come in, and I'm doing this, right? Okay, right? So now I break, right? But maybe now I come in here, and I pull in here, right? So maybe I have to follow up with something. So you don't know, right? So the rod has to move, right? Does it move? So this is the movement has to be dynamic, okay? So when you're practicing a move, it has to be dynamic. So when we practice Taiji, and we practice the form, the general rule is one time fast, 10 times slow, right? The reason we practice Taiji slow is so you can feel the structure and the lines of power. So whereas in karate, virtually everyone's always doing the forms hard and fast, what happens is you can hide a lot of mistakes with speed. So, but the other issue is many people that do Taiji never practice the form with power. So you have to do both. And then when you're doing application, which you also have to do if you want to be proficient in real fighting, okay, you have to move in a dynamic way. So it's not you're moving, this like a robot. And it's not you're moving slow, like you do when you practice the form slow. Because real combat, the punch comes at your face incredibly fast. If you never work against speed, real speed, then you will get punched in the face for real. Now again, in the beginning, you can't work against real speed because you're not ready for it yet, okay? And my thing, one of the things I say all the time is, you could always duck, right? Like duck in combat is a viable technique. Guys throwing a punch at your head, duck. The rule is don't get hit, right? But what we want to do is if we're being attacked, we want to eliminate the threat as quickly as possible, right? So it's always the movement has to be dynamic. So it doesn't look like the form when we're doing it slow. It may not look like the form when we're doing it fast, but it's the actual way the body's been trained so well, its structure, that now it's able to maintain that structure as it's moving in a dynamic way. So if Woody's here and he comes in with the punch and I come here, I'm moving through him in a very dramatic way. So he comes, I'm here, and I'm here, and he's gone, right? So I move, right? And this again is what? This is one of the basics we do, right?